Oh, there we go.
Taking a picture of yourself.
There you go. I had to push the button to get started again.
Yep.
So once again, I'm Captain Bob.
I'm Arlo.
And again, we're from Wisconsin Hot Rod Radio.
Yep.
And we hope you are enjoying our
Blobs.
Steve McQueen blobs. Yeah, let me tell you.
Yep.
So we're getting some good comments.
Few people have figured that out.
Yeah.
The Blob. Oh, yeah. Steve McQueen.
Yeah. So kind of cool. But
Uh-huh.
today we want to talk about something that's kind of important.
Yeah.
We really think this is important.
Super important.
Now,
so important we're going to spend the whole blob on this.
We just had a meeting not too long ago where we kind of talked about it there. And surprisingly enough, later on that evening, it was true. It happened. We're talking about you're having an event.
Yeah.
Now, regardless if it's a car show, motorcycle show, boat show, snowmobile show, horse show,
lawnmower show.
Okay,
I think you got
cigar
some sort of
sale.
show.
Oh, good my God, yeah. We don't want to. It can be all kinds of shows, but you know, you want to do a flyer. A
Yeah.
good flyer is right there. Look at that. Isn't that a good flyer? No, wait a minute. That's not a good flyer. The reason why we bring that up is we see flyers all the time of an event that people put out there, and there's no information on it.
No.
There's it's no information.
We're in the business of car shows, and so
Exactly.
we get a lot of stuff sent to us. So
we
see a lot of them.
We look at that flyer right there. Which if you can read that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to read it. There it is. See? Okay, no. But right there, all the information is there. You've got the name of the event.
Yeah.
You've got the date of the event. You've got the time of the event. You've got contact information. You've got the location of the event, and you even have the website on there, which is kind of cool. That's something that's very important. What do we talk about when we go to these car events? People will put on there, and they'll put on there the city of. We'll just pick Oregon. Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the It's in the city of Oregon. What state? Because like us, our website, what we do is we're Midwest. I mean, also coast to coast. So there's lots of Oregons. So you have to put in there the state as well. What we're getting at is we're still getting a lot of car show flyers, a lot of just show flyers that don't have all the information on it. And so one of the things that Wisconsin Out Radio does is there's a phone number. Well, you actually went through the other day an email list and tried to match up a phone number to call them and tell them what.
You have a nice flyer. It's very nice. Your event is at a certain area. Where is it? Maybe the organizer knows where it's at because they live right there. But you got to remember, as regardless of who's watching this, wherever you take those flyers, you put them out. We go to all different kinds of events. Yeah. So we might be 50, 60 miles out. Yeah. They don't know where that place is. Yeah. And like we just mentioned, Oregon. Is it in this city? Is it in this state? Or is it in that state? Or is it in that state? Or is it the city of? Yeah, we don't know.
The state of. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and this goes also for Facebook events.
You're right.
We've seen that where we go out to Facebook events and stuff like that, and there's just not all the information you need to tell us where to go. I mean, where is it located? What time is it? Who's sponsoring it? It should all be there. We get there's a lot of information, but boy, if you don't put down where it's located, it's upside down.
Oh, it is. Well, then we got to turn like this. No. There you go.
There you go.
You have a flyer here. It's got everything on there also.
Yeah.
It's got who's going to be appearing at the event.
Yeah.
It's got all the information on it. It's got the address on there. Everything's down here. Everything's there. That's what people want to know. You want to build your events. You want people to come. Because we've heard people say, our event was down last year. We didn't have that many people.
It's not growing.
Well, maybe it would grow if they knew where to go.
Now, you had mentioned earlier that we were at this car club meeting.
Right.
And big meeting, lots of car clubs. And what they were doing is they were presenting car shows that they're hosting.
Yes, exactly.
And at that point, we talked about this very same thing about your car show. You got home with a couple of flyers and noticed right away that it didn't have where it was located on.
Right, exactly.
So you had to call them up.
I had to call them up.
And they were at the meeting, and they're like, I guess we should have paid attention to that. That and the other thing I'll tell you, too, use a newer calendar.
Ooh, there you go, yeah.
Because you especially this year.
Yes, we've had people.
Because he does all this. He catches all this.
People have said that.
That's the wrong... Yeah. So they'll put the date down and not realize it's a Monday of this year.
Exactly.
Last year it was Sunday. So you got to check the dates out, too. And that means you might have to get a calendar for the coming up. Now, you can't use an old calendar.
You got to think about that. You're printing up something like that.
Yeah, it's expensive.
That's very expensive.
Yeah.
And you're printing up maybe 1,000 of these, and then you find out you don't have all your information. You got to redo them.
Yeah. Oh,
the cost is
the cost, and the printer's not going to say, "Oh, I'll do this for free."
Yeah,
It doesn't
right.
work that way.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. By the way, this is okay. This flyer is okay.
Yes.
We want to make sure
that is
you
a good
know
flyer.
that this one's okay.
Right.
That one's okay.
That's a good flyer too. Right. Yeah. This is not okay. So
No.
where there's nothing on there.
No.
So, but yeah, just pay attention. Relook at your flyer. Have somebody else look at it also too.
Yeah.
Once you've kind of done a rough draft, have one or two other people look at your flyer and say, "What do you see on this flyer that's not correct?"
Right.
And have them look at it and just say, "Okay, yeah, there's no date, there's no time, there's no location." Make your event successful. We're out there to help you. We want to make sure you guys
where,
grow.
Why, how,
Yeah,
that type
exactly.
of thing. Yep, you got to do all that.
Exactly.
And if you can, put an address where the event is at, too, because everyone's using Google Maps now.
Yes.
Or they're using some sort of mapping
Exactly.
service,
Right.
whether it be a hot rod or whatever. Our cell phones can do that very same thing. So if you can put an actual address, that's even better. Sometimes, let's just say you're at a
Yes.
zoo or something like that. There's not an address. Nowadays, Google will take an intersection.
Right.
You can just say at this intersection of this street, 9th Street, and Morgan, let's say, Street. It will find that for you, but put that information on there.
Well, just what you mentioned, because I'll see a lot of it out there. I'll say downtown Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utica.
Well, no, I was talking about Utah.
Is that what Utah? Yeah.
Utah's pretty big. What downtown area? So
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
An address really makes a big difference.
It
also
does
too, 'cause
nowadays,
exactly.
you know. And if you want to bring the youth in, of course, everyone's got navigation as well, and you know, just put it in there. And okay, so that might mean you might have to drive over to that location and find out what that address is, because sometimes they're at parks.
That's right.
There are different types of things, but get the address and put that on there. That's really, really helpful. And your show will grow then, because
You're right,
people can
exactly.
find you. They know where to get a hold of you and that kind of thing. So it's
Exactly.
important. Yep.
So another thing,
Yeah.
you want your show to grow? Free beer. Free beer and free food. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't
do that. But no, but then you. There's those
but that is the other thing too. That is very
Yeah.
important too.
Yeah. What, free
Let
beer?
people know what's going on at your show.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Because what happens is we will get a flyer that we'll see and we'll put it onto our website, and it will say we're having this car show or we're having this motorcycle show, and here's the date, here's the time, here's the city, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's happening? People want to know what they're going to. They want
Right.
to know, are they getting something there? Is there going to be a live band there? Is there going to be music
First
there?
50 dash plaques, first 100 dash plaques.
Is there gonna be food?
T-shirts, a band. Yeah, food's a big one.
Right, exactly.
You get to be our age. Bathrooms.
Bathroom.
There's a big forest out back kind of thing.
Right,
No.
exactly. Yeah. Hold on.
No, and we know you don't want to load up that flyer with everything, but then again, it's information. What are you doing?
Oh, there.
You just filled it up?
I filled it up.
What, you got a drug test?
Yeah.
later on? Wisconsin Radio has a drug test,
Yeah,
so
there
that
you
was just
But you know,
I'm not touching that.
yeah, that is true. I mean, people do want to know what's going to be happening at
Yeah,
the event, and
put it
that's
on.
very important too.
Put it on.
Because on our website, when you check it out, we can put it on there, and you can find events very easy on our website. If we put on there dash plaques, like you had mentioned,
Right.
you can go to our website and you go down to car shows. You can type in dash plaques, and it'll bring up all the events that are giving out dash plaques.
Correct.
Or food, or live
Correct.
music, or
Right.
DJ music, whatever.
Right.
So it's important that people want to know that.
Yeah.
And big thing too is, if you're doing a fundraiser, make that very prominent on the flyer that it's a fundraiser. It's for either children, for veterans, for the first responders, for whatever it's at. People want to know where their money's going to. They want to make sure that if they're coming out giving you the $10, $20 registration fee, is that money going for a good purpose? So that's very important also too.
We know people that don't go to car shows
Right.
if they don't list a benefit, because they're going to give money for a benefit.
Exactly.
They don't want the money to go into the pocket of the guy running the show.
Right.
I mean, we've had some people
Right.
say that. But and again, the benefit could be to better the park system. It could be for baseball diamonds, anything like that.
Anything,
But
correct.
We know some people that won't go if it's just
Exactly.
going to put money in the
Exactly.
person's pocket that's promoting
Very
the show.
true. Now, some flyers do have classes on there.
Yeah.
That can be important too, because certain people want to go to that show because they have a class. But then again, you can have that on something separate. You can have that on once they get to the event. You have your registration table where the classes are there, and people will then know about it. Because the other thing too is, if you put classes on there, and maybe you missed a class, maybe nobody will come to your show because
Right.
my class is on there.
You are right about that.
But this
You
way,
are
if
right
it's
about
not
that.
on there, they're not sure, so they're going to come to the event.
Just maybe say 10 classes, so many trophies. Here's a phone number if you want to know more information. But you are right. There are some people that look and go, oh, they don't have my class in there.
Now, we've also talked to some people that said, well, I put a lot of information on the back of the flyer. That's okay, but as people sometimes pick up flyers, they're only looking at the front. They're not doing this.
They're not flipping it
so they
over.
might miss it. And if you've got 2 or 3 events going on, like a cruise night and a car event, I don't know if you want to add them to the same flyer.
Yeah.
For the simple fact, because once your car event is done, say you have an early spring car event,
show.
but yet you have cruise events going all the way until the end of the fall. Once that car show is done and that's sitting someplace, they're going to see it. They're not going to pick it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Make 2 separate ones.
Too confusing.
We know it's a little more money, but make
Exactly.
2 separate ones.
So,
do half sheets or something like that.
So you've heard it here
You've
from
heard it.
the people that work with a lot of flyers.
We've been professionally doing this for 12, 13 years.
God,
We've been doing
13
this.
years. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So anyway,
so
go to WisconsinOutRadio.com and look up all the car shows. We have everything listed on there, all the flyers that you have, and all the information is on there. And Bob went to great lengths to find the correct information. So it should all be on there as well.
I mean, again, do we all make mistakes? Yes, we do. We're not all
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
But we try to be more perfect. And again, it'll make your show more successful.
Have
too.
other people look at the flyer before you start handing them out.
That's right.
Exactly.
Very good.
And also, I'm going to throw this in there. The Wisconsin people have got to get their flyers done way early.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, we deal with Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, and all the Midwest, and nationwide, but we're talking about the Midwest area here. We get a ton of car show flyers from Illinois and Iowa really early on,
Late December, early January.
Early January. And we get kind of yelled at by the Wisconsin people, where are all the Wisconsin car shows? We don't get them until March, February,
exactly.
March. Way too late. You
Yeah.
need to get this stuff figured out and nailed down in that form
Yeah.
right away, because people are setting their calendars already in January
You're
what they're going to
right.
be doing in May,
They're
especially in
already,
the Midwest.
right. They're figuring out their year, where they're going to
They
go.
are. They're
Exactly.
doing it already. So you need to get that information into us as soon as possible.
Very,
when we
very
do
true.
That. So are we
Very
done?
true. I think
lecturing?
so, yeah.
Are we done lecturing?
I think we're done with lecturing, yeah. But again, check out our website, WisconsinHotRodRadio.com. You get a lot of information on there. And don't forget, we're on Saturday mornings, 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Listen to us.
Yep. We have all the past episodes, by the way, if you can't make it during that time, but go to WisconsinRadio.com and you'll see that listed there as well. Yep.
So,
Okay.
hopefully you're enjoying these blobs that we're doing.
Yeah. We're just trying to share the information.
There you go.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So,
All right, so I'm going to click out now.
okay.
Ready?
So be there.
Or be square.
Your
We're
big-
out of
your
here.
Big fat finger there.